What is up? Back again with a new beat. It's Toby, aka Cushing, from the Toby and Davy channel. First off, check out everything we do. We got a podcast called Drinking a Joint, and check out Play Dead, where you can learn some old Grateful Dead music. And this is Loose Beats, where we chill out and make a beat. So I got a new one here for you. Got some hip hop vibes, got some Euro kind of pop vibes, and we got a little indie vibes with the way we're singing in our vocoder. So let's just hop right in and hear this piano that sets up our melody. This was put through Arcade, a piano, and put with this reverse track at the end that you can hear. I just like that slight reverse there. It does have some heavy vinyl sound, but that kind of gets buried in the mix as we go on. Um, Next, we got this synth pad called Cosmic Synth. It's a real nice wide pad. Really bright sounding. Yeah, kind of some theatrical kind of movie sound. I like that. Next on the list, we got our 16 millimeter dream sequence, uh, which it is a pad. Let's see. It's under leads, I think. Let me see. Okay, it's under plucked, but it is a pad still. It just has kind of a lead sound. Let's hear how this one sounds with it. Really nice. I like that. All of the plucked synths really help, and they stand out a lot in all the mixes. I am using it as a lead, though, essentially. So that's real nice. I love the way that's stepping down. Now, for our actual lead is the 70s analog lead. And for this one, we have real nice little arpeggiator setup on it. Really classic sound. And so we picked our 70s analog lead, our retro sound, mixed it a little bit differently, and then just threw on this arpeggiator on these really light hits and just going straight up at a 16th. There was a lot of variation on it though, just 2 octaves, but all the way up on the variation just to keep it moving. So we got these here together. Let's see how our intro and the melody is coming across here. So you can't hear that vinyl noise. It's not as prominent when you got these wide pads like this Cosmic Ascent up. And so that kind of buries it, but it still gives it a nice little tone. So that's the basic for our setup here. Those plucks. Keeping that arp really low in the background there. And so on to our beat. Now, first I'll show you this the beat that will be later in the song. It will be changed a little bit, but it's the more electronic kind of Euro sound that we got here. We got a kick ran through Ultra Beat. Let's see which one we're using here. Where are we? Oh, these are bounced down. So I don't have those anymore. It was it was one of either the after party. I think it's got that snare tone with it. I like, but really Euro sound. Just that simple step. Here's it with the snare. Really traditional Euro kind of step up. And then our hats. Very, very classic sound. And so with the melody, you can see what I was doing with that. I also got this Agile synth bass. So this is a different beat down here than I set up in the beginning. But it will come up eventually in the song. I'll show you what this bass sounds like. And again, I just went to one of the original basses, tweaked it in Alchemy a tad, and then threw on the arpeggiator once again, but at an eighth this time instead of the 16th. And so let's hear how this is moving. Again, this, you can already tell this is just one of those classic Euro songs, you know, classic electronic. And now we can hear what this sounds like when it's gonna get to it in the song. Yeah, this one's odd with me. I made it with a friend and then went back to the beginning and actually put a lot of the elements that I'm going to end up using in it. So that beat will come up again in the song, but for now, let's jump down here to our hip hop beat that we've got layered under everything. We've got our hats here first. And these I still do have the ultra beat up, so I can show you everything is here. This is the Tasty 909 first hi-hat. There's one of the patterns that's set up that you can drag in. But minimalist, you know, and there's a lot of movement in the MIDI down here, a lot of change, but just very minimalist. And see, we got a snare set up here. Let's check out that. The beat machine, the third snare. Got a few different patterns set up in our MIDI down here. Really just changing the end of every segment, really, for the most part. I like the really muted hi-hats with the popping snare like that. Really stands out to me. And then we got the kick. And again, I like this setup just because it's very simple and it's given us a lot of room for what will be our really moving, gliding 808s down here. So you can check this MIDI out. It's just basically me hitting on the hits and then sliding up. And I think I've got our glide. Yeah, see, I got the glide way up on this one. I love to keep them short, but on some of these, you just really got to let it hang in and take its time moving up and down. On the sample, I used a pretty muted 808. We can check it out by itself. The glides are so long it almost sounds like a track warp, you know? That's how I like that. I think I'm going to keep it like that. And so let's check this beat together. Yeah, it really gives it that warp tone. I love that. So, see, onto our Vox here. I've got a simple little hook set up. And really what I wanted to show you was this vocal synth vocoder I got set up. So, let's see. I got everything but the Polyvox turned on. Pretty equal levels and everything. I did go in and, of course, from the original, go in and pick a few different tones that I like the best. I can show you the idea of them. They stand out in different ways. I wanted a really low one that would play, and a kind of choir high one.
Don't make me say it, it's not what you think. I've forgotten more, baby, than you'll ever see. I go back and forth lately on whether we should leave and see what happens when it happens.
And so I don't usually fuck with vocoders that much, but I really like this. And so with the vocal synth, you have to sidechain in an audio. So basically, you record your audio that you want sent through the vocoder, and you link it with this channel that you set this vocal synth up on in vocoder mode, and then you play down here. You can see the MIDI. Then you play just the notes to keep everything in line. It's kind of awesome. It's a kind of like a warping, moving auto tune that you can play live, you know. So that's really fun. And with the, let's show we got backup vocals. So at the end of the line, it says, "Just catch me if I fall." These are pulled in, and these are from 3 different voices, and they were pulled into this one track, bounced down. And I'm already gonna bump this a little bit because I think it needed just a little bump, maybe. So here's that one. Just some classic. I used 3 different arcade voices from their sample packs and just bounce them down to a single track so I could control it a little easier. But again, that's just classy and nice. Very wavering at the end. So we got this set up, and our actual vocals here, just singing the words over them really quick, like, you know, it wasn't anything. Haven't finished, you know, putting everything together, but go ahead and let you hear how this is sounding now.
Don't make me say it, it's not what you think. I've forgotten more, baby, than you'll ever see. I go back and forth lately on whether we should leave or see what happens when it happens.
Okay, so you can see how that's coming along. I will bring up, it's real simple. We probably don't even need to read along. It's, you know, 4 lines, but there's the words if you want to see it. Can't understand, and which I find pretty common. And so this is my basic setup. I wanted to show how you run through this vocoder, this idea of setting up a couple different beats and actually midway through the song kind of changing genres, you know, lead in with the hip hop and then kind of settle out with the electronic, just the 4 on the floor sound, and kind of go out with that, fade out with that, with a verse over it, you know, before the end, you know, just kind of bring that as an outro. But this is my basic setup for this one. It's got, I wanted to try out this vocoder because I've been listening to some indie hip hop, and I don't know, I just thought it would be cool, and it turned out it was fun to use, and it's fun to play along with and really mold your voice, and you have so much control through vocal synth that you can really mess it up. So that was this beat, and you know, check out everything we do. Check out Cushing, check out T&D channel. If you like this shit, leave a comment, you know, if you a certain kind of beat you want to hear next time. I'll try anything, you know, something crazy. I can do some death metal, reggae, whatever you're into, you know. And just follow us on everything, look us up, and appreciate you coming. So show you one more time.
Don't make me say it, it's not what you think. I've forgotten more, baby, than you'll ever see. I go back and forth lately on whether we should leave or see what happens when it happens. Don't make me say it, yeah, it's not what you think. I've forgotten more, baby, than you'll ever see. I go back and forth lately on whether we should leave and see what happens. And when it happens, just catch me if I fall.